Most of us epic gamers know the game The Last of Us. It was an amazing game, and a couple months ago, Naughty Dog brought out a sequel to this known game, The Last of Us Part 2. So I thought I could do a challenge on it. Can you beat The Last of Us 2 without using any guns? So I jumped headfirst into it. There are two rules. First rule is, I can't use any gun to damage the opponent, bow and crossbow included. I know they are not really a gun, but I ain't no
pussy. Wrong.
And the second rule is, I can only use melee and throwables, like Molotov, smoke bombs and traps. So I started a new game on hard difficulty. I woke up 4 years later, a little dehydrated and demoisturized. I stood up and do a quick smelly and take my pew pew and notepad. I think that Ellie doesn't know what challenge we are doing. We won't be needing that gun. I met up with Dina and excused her about what happened last night. And then, you won't believe what happened. I got cyberbullied by a little beta male. So I showed them who the real big girl was.
Why you bully me?
And he ran screaming home. After that we took our horses and went on a patrol. I wonder what she's dreaming about.
Враг сзади по левому флангу!
Please stop! Thank God it was only a dream. Moments later, we had our first encounter with Infected. I spammed square like a real big girl. And we both fell down. And I made a quick work of him and his friends. Apparently people don't know how to use a gun. And Naughty Dog made a section where we have to shoot at least one bullet to kill otherwise not killable Infected. So I changed the first rule to use the least amount of bullets to beat The Last of Us Part 2. From now on, every time I use a bullet, it's gonna pop up in the right corner.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
The rest of this chapter was easy and I just snuck by or ran by any Infected. We changed back to Ellie and Naughty Dog presents to us new mechanic that I will lose a lot in this run. Bottle and bricks. I can use them to stun enemies, which will allow one shot kill them or just run by. I again snuck by like in the most cases.
Watch out!
And got RKO'd out of nowhere, but Dina came in clutch and did pew pew at his head. At least now I don't feel so bad for shooting a gun on myself. In 1.35 seconds later, something struck me. I think I fell in love with this clicker. And Dina again saved my life, but she also killed the love of my life. Dina, you piece of shit! A little sneaky later, we got to Eugene's place. We smoked some weed and had some fun. In the meantime, Abby has to run away from the Infected. She almost got infected herself, but Joel saved her. The next room was pretty easy. There was 3 or 4 melee weapons, so I smashed the Infected like your mom your headphones when she sat on it. and Abby took Joel to his place. And then the biggest plot twist in this game happens. It turns out Abby wants to sell Joel's kneecaps on black market. And Abby scored Joel in one. 20 minutes of cutscenes later, we get to Joel's house, take his revolver and smell on his jacket, like I do, but I do it to little children that are walking around. Seattle day 1. We found a gate that needs electricity, but the generator has no gas. So we went to the first place and there was no gas. After that we went to the second place. Fortunately there was gas in there. So we went back to the first gate, filled the generator up and typed in the code. We walked on to a hotel where supposedly Tommy was. We cleared out the path and we found two guys sleeping on their chairs. I think they had a big party, since one of them was on the floor. And now you can see who had the biggest pee-pee. And found the code of Eastgate 1 written on with blood on the floor. Then Shimmer gets absolutely destroyed. We get captured by a little bitch.
What are you doing, step bro?
I'm gay!
I escaped and stabbed him 2 times in his throat. I think he kinda liked it. Then I self-ran like a little bitch. We slowly made our way to the TV station, and when the enemies attacked, I absolutely destroyed them. We ran away and made our way to the sewers.
I'm joking! Stop!
There we found a new zombie type, the Shambler. He looking kinda thick though. When I got my chance, I ran, opened the gate, and then I put the card underneath it. The next room, I killed all the enemies and opened the door. Then infected horde came after us, so we ran again away. We made our way to the theater. I got a guitar, played a little bit, and went to sleep. I think I was dreaming about a flashback. I had a flashback, yeah. I had a flashback of Joel 360 no-scoping into the water. And then default dance on my body. Day 2 of Seattle. In this chapter, game presents to us a new enemy type, the dog. And I'm proud to say I killed every fucking dog in this world. You wanna see? Here you go. Most of the way I snuck by, and when I got detected, I just ran for my life. Moments later you get to the point where you get a new weapon, a bow. But for some reason, Naughty Dog thinks again that shooting bow is really hard. Let's see. You have to aim, drag the bow, and then let it go. The game didn't let me go until I shot 1 arrow. I was stuck in place. Now I need to add arrow to my counter. For the rest of this level you can just run by. Jesse found me. And then the best part of this game. Real section. And of course the game doesn't let you choose what weapon you can use. You can only use a pistol, and I swore to myself I would never use it. But I outsmarted the game and didn't shoot. If I died, I loaded again back in from the checkpoint. But at one point, there is a car that you have to kill the driver, otherwise he will kill you. So I put 1 more bullet inside his head, and literally not even 1 minute later, you have to put 2 more bullets inside a clicker's head. We drove into water. Finally we can focus on not using a gun anymore. Oh, I forgot about this section.
You wanna give it a whirl?
No, I don't. So I ran away and screamed. But Tommy insisted and I had to take the gun. So I shot one bullet into the sign. That bullet doesn't count since I didn't damage the opponent. And I shot 15 more bullets to kill all 15 zombies. The rest of the flashback was pretty easy. Joel killed the most enemies. I just ran away and protected myself. Then either a thick boy with 13 C's came by and smashed through the wall. He was pretty easy because I just had to run away, and at one point I just let my petite body in his filthy hands, and Joel saved me and cut him into many pieces. Flashback section done, and I was on my way to the hospital. In the next section I just ran for my life and got to the next checkpoint. You will die a couple times in this section, but you just have to find the best route and it will be pretty easy. And this stupid infected threw me into the water, and look at me, now I'm completely wet. Then I stood hidden from the scars because I didn't want to meet them. But this big girl insisted on giving me a firm handshake, so I gave him one. I got to the hospital and put my Nikes on and ran by. I found Nora and she threw a metal plate in my face. So I chased her down and finally got her. So I gave her 3 little slaps and I think she kinda liked it. Just listen to her scream. Seattle Day 3. The first encounters with Jesse were pretty easy. He did most of the work. After I split up with Jesse, I snuck to the boat and got a little shotgun bullet to my head. At one point, Ellie comes by a closing gate and we had to open it. We push a car and fall through the floor. And there we find, again, the thickest boy in my entire life. I used 2 traps, 2 molotovs and 1 stun bomb and finished him off with a couple of slaps. I opened the gate and went further on my journey to the aquarium. I was crawling to the vent and the big girl that I was, I broke it and fell down. A dog named Alice wanted to give me a kiss, but I say no. Stabbed him in his throat and kicked him. I swore to myself that that was the last dog that I killed. I couldn't handle it anymore. I killed a beta male and me, Jesse and Tommy got back to the theater. We heard something, ran to the door and Jesse gets killed by 1 bullet to his head. We see a flashback of Abby seeing her father dead and we switch back to Abby. And again, real section. But the smart girl that I am, I just didn't shoot and waited on a checkpoint. When I died, I just respawned on a checkpoint with full health. We come to a part that Abby wants to shoot a clicker, but Alice saved us. In the same section, I just waited around, let Manny, Mel and Alice do all of the work for me. We got saved by our boys, and I had a flashback without guns of trying to kill myself. In the next Abby section, every encounter was pretty easy, you just have to sneak by, and when you get detected, just run for your life. There comes a part that even a bigger girl captures me, and these 2 stupid motherfuckers try to virtually abuse me. I say no, slapped them both and got smashed with a hammer. And again, another flashback, this time winter flashback. There was a pink toy bow that you could use to beat Owen's record, but in my book, a toy bow is still a deadly weapon. So I just sat for 1 minute there and did nothing. And Owen was like, yeah, nah, yeah, nah, yeah, you're pretty bad. And I told him, I'm a big girl, I don't have to prove anything. We get back to present time and got saved by Lev and Yara. I smashed a couple infected in his head with a hammer and ran away. And there comes the point where Yara and Lev left me behind. And I couldn't just run away. You had to kill X amount of infected to go further in the story. So I used all of my wheelie weapon, bricks and bottles and couple of my pipe bombs. Finding this little boy, opened the window, I could finally proceed with the story. I picked Yara up, found a safe place for him, and went further in search of Owen. On top of the boat, I just snuck by, like in the most of the cases in this game, and finally found Owen. And then this happened.
I'm joking. Stop! 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 Stop the brake! Stop! Stop! Stop!
何？お前はもう死んでいる。
Seattle Day 2. So I use my godlike stealth to sneak past the enemies. I find Yara and Lev, and on my way to the hospital I found this. Oh, what is this?
No! God, please, no! No! No!
All of the counters on the way to the hospital I could just sneak through without killing anyone. And you see, kids, that's why you stay hydrated. So I jumped on purpose into the swimming pool to hydrate myself. So I snuck by the enemies. At least I thought so. Please, let me go!
Oh, I won't let you go.
So I get to the hospital to find medical supplies. I turned the power on and found this. I think even a BBC could fit in this big black car. You see? So I found the medical supplies and got surprised by this. I do a quick chop chop in his head and fell down. I used 18 pipe bombs on him. And then shoved a hand into his little brother's asshole. Lev scared me and I almost popped his head off. Seattle Day 3. Thank God she didn't have the same dream as last time. On the sniper part, I let the big girl do everything. I threw Tommy off the balcony, and on the island I used stealth mainly. We found Lev and went further on the journey. The room with the wolves was hard, but I killed all of them and went on without any difficulties. Until this, again, rail section on the horse. You know what that means. Whole part with the horse was easy until this part. You had to shoot an enemy to go further. Lev would kill 2 enemies, but I had to finish the last one. And the best thing is, you don't even have to hit him. You just have to shoot a bullet. So I added 1 more bullet to the counter and went on. I gave this car a bigger scar and rode the boat away. I fought Ellie and got killed. I guess this is the end of the game. Thanks for watching and until next one. I'm joking. The next thing is the farm. It was pretty easy. I just had to dance a little bit. In Saint Barbara, Lev and Abby tried to contact with fireflies. On the way out, Abby got beaten to the ground. And Lev got his head popped off. Ellie's side of Saint Barbara was pretty easy. I just ran by every counter. I got to the prisoners, asked where Abby was, and freed Abby to finally fight her. So I had a nice talk with her and got a choice: kill her or save her. I chose to fucking kill her! Psych, nigga, you thought. I for last time played the guitar and the end credits roll on. So, can you beat The Last of Us Part 2 without using guns? No! My first challenge, and I already failed it. Please, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. and I see you in the next one.